Incoming raid from 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 with 19 raiders.
Alrighty then. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the most exciting Commander game you're going to see all weekend long. We have the Battle for Tarkir, hosted on the Kurohitsuki channel. I, as most of you know, Big Vorthos. Thank you very much for the follow there. Big Vorthos here. I truly just love building commander decks that are based on like a theme of like a character, a group, whatever it is. That's what connects me to Magic the most. And Tarkir block just entirely is easily one of like the most flavorful settings of all time. Just like truly, we have 3 whole sets that we can go to for cards to build the ultimate Abzan, Jeskai, Mardu, Temur, and Sultai deck. We can even do morph decks if you really want, just to talk about like the plane of Tarkir and all that cool stuff. So I decided, hey, let's get a bunch of Vorthoses together and throw down with our favorite clans, our favorite representatives of those clans, and see which one comes out on top. So you can check the deck list right now. They are live. I'm slowly building mine, but the rest of the deck list for everyone else is up. You can see in the little Moxfield link over here on the side of your screen. But yeah, we have Tarkir decks. These are all cards depicting or from the land of Tarkir, right? So whether there was some art of a card that showed someone on Tarkir, or it's clearly referencing Tarkir or something like that. Like this is just Tarkir typal at the end of the day. And I partnered up with the lovely and wonderful Gatherer's Tavern. If you haven't heard of them, they're the people who came out with the Loot and Fibblethip deck box. Mine is over there. I can't reach it. But they are like the 𝛻₁ Magic brand that's new, and they're coming out with things that are very centric to Magic players. And the brand new the Damaru deck boxes that they've come out with are, well, representing the different the different Tarkir clans. Specifically, there's deck boxes that are relating to the dragons, right? So like the dragons, the spirit dragons, are what brought Tarkir and the clans kind of back into just the glory that they used to have. So it's really cool to have deck boxes that are, well, representing all of that. So I'll kind of show them off during the stream, but like I have the Abzan one here because I will be playing Abzan today because I love them so very dearly. And whoever kind of has, it's not really about, this pod's not really about like who wins will get it in the end, but it's who feels like they had the most flavorful Mardu, Sultai, or Temur game. Like of the Vorthoses here, who really got to rock that flavor. That's how we'll vote on who gets the deck box in the end. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the actual guest that we have here. Thank you all for coming by, and our first guest is MTG Critical.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us, Kuro. Super excited to be here. Today, I will be representing the Temur. If the Twice Whisperer is the heart of the Temur clan, then the Dragon Claw is the body, the protector. I will be running Eshki, Temur's Roar, as the commander. The Temur, for me, have always had a close place in my heart, growing up in a heavily Native American family. Our relationship with nature and the world around us is critically important for our survival, both mentally, emotionally, and, of course, physically. And the Temur represent that. They represent that connection to the natural world around us, connecting with those spirits of nature. And so today, the Temur, with the help of the Dragon Claw herself, will be calling upon the spirits of nature to bring forth creatures of all kinds. Obviously, mostly dragons, but I will say that most of the creatures in this deck are not humanoid. I really kind of wanted to lean heavily into the natural elements, the natural spiritual element of the Temur for this game. And I'm really excited to see how it works out and just kind of interact with everybody else. But yeah, that's going to be the deck that I'm running, and you can find me anywhere. You can find me on Blue Sky, YouTube. I make Vorthos content focusing on the storytelling and world building. I make a lot of comparisons to classic works of literature. And yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky posting a lot of stupid memes. I paint a lot, so I post those as well. And yeah, it's very, very excited to be here with everybody. I will pass it off.
All right, over to our next guest. You're good to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm doing my deck around Sidisi as the main thing. I'm starting off with her initial card, and I'm kind of going to progress through the narrative of zombies within Tarkir. So, originally zombies being more exploitative or exploited as people, and then progressing through to the more renewed zombies with the Sibsig. And I'm kind of going to play up characters like Kotis and Solomgar into the newer Vol kind of things, like that progression of characters. I really identify with Sidisi as a woman who is so good at her job that they had to kill her and then indenture her to the position because they just couldn't find anyone else who could do the job the same way. I really like the way that the identity of the colors kind of went from this more black-leaning color identity with the classic Tarkir, and then as we move into the Dragonstorm era, it definitely feels like they move towards more green characters. I think I'm really impressed with how they managed to make sacrifice so interesting in the newer set. I mean, if you look at even like the art of like Worthy Cost, for example, that black no longer feels equal to evil, I guess. And it's just this very complicated dynamic that I'm very interested in. When you can find me on Blue Sky, I'm an illustrator myself. I do a lot of Magic the Gathering fan art where I kind of either take Worthos information and kind of make short videos to try and condense information into short form media, or I'm doing very fan-inspired illustrations expanding on things that I just personally enjoy.
Yeah, you really do help bring the characters to life in like, a way that we don't always get to see, and especially like Magic, there's so many of us like Vorthoses out there, and I do really love that we all have our own particular way of content that helps show all of those story aspects that we really love to a wider audience who, if they're not there the day of to pick up on that story as soon as it drops, they might just miss it entirely, right? So I'm really happy that we're all kind of in this together, doing what we do. And yeah, especially when it comes to art. Okay, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was gonna say, being Vorthos is just to be very like self-indulgent, and I feel like we have to invent a lot of information or interpret from very short-form media.
God,
so like
yes.
It's a lot of like collective.
Yeah, collective interpretation. Yeah, very, very true. 100%. I'm sure we'll as we play, I'm sure we'll talk about a couple of things where it's just like, wait, is that what happened? I don't think it was like that. Oh, right, they just never said. Cool.
Yeah, the deleted Ugin cutscenes people
Oh
keep
my
replaying
God.
from Dragonstorm.
Uh-huh. Or that most, like, a lot of the art has, like, people fighting, like, a giant tree or, like, a dragon hanging on a giant tree, and we're just like, where is that giant tree? And it's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. You sound crazy.
It'll be for the next trip to Tarkir.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much. And then we're going to go over to our last guest. We have MTG Lord of the Leaves.
Hey, I'm MTG Lord of Leaves of the Vorthos Cast fame. I don't do a lot of solo content creation, just being a member of the Vorthos Cast, but I do love myself some Mardu. I love, it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm more of an Abzan fan, sometimes I'm Mardu. Right now I'm feeling kind of rebellious with the Mardu, especially with the way that things are in the world right now. So I love the feeling of freedom that they used to live with, at least before with Alesha and way back before the Confall. And I love Zergo's glow up post cooperation with Ojusai during the Phyrexian invasion, so I'm a real big fan of his right now. And that's who I'm playing today.
It took us, 5 minutes to mention Confall? Yeah, this is a Vorthos pod. This is a Vorthos pod. It took us 5 minutes. I love it. That was Confall was just like the biggest magic lore turnaround I think in like all of Magic history. Personally,
Huge.
it's just like it's when every player, no matter like their investment into Magic lore, learned about Magic lore. I think it's
a great story.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then why? Yeah, you chose Zergo. Okay, yeah, sick. And then what's this version of Zergo all about?
So, are you talking about the card or the story?
The deck. Like how are you representing
this deck is all about making tokens and getting in with warriors and getting a little bit of value, but also like just trying to make sure everything's going correctly and getting some card advantage off of all my tokens. So
I love it. Look forward to it. Okay. And then the final guest, that's going to be me, the host. Hello. I am over here representing the Abzan because I think the Jeskai is my favorite, like, clan, but my favorite aesthetic, for sure, on, like, every other level is definitely the Abzan. They're great. I love the sense of family that they have. It's like, it's a much deeper sense of family than, like, anything else in the multiverse, which is super cool. And I like plus one encounters, and people being helped by plus one encounters, so that's what we're gonna be here for representing. So I have the Abzan from the beginning with Anafenza, all the way to the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, and then all the way to the reintroduction of the Abzan. And I'm happy to say that most of their leaders, including the dragons, tend to be along the same path. Like they're all just like, hey, plus one encounters are our identity, one way or another. However we get there, so we're gonna take advantage of that and see if that will get us the win. The draw power in this deck is lacking. I forgot just how mid-range Tarkir was, just like as a set. Oh my god. There is no speed. there is no fast within Tarkir. But hey, that's what we're here to experience. So without further ado, let's dive on into this game. All right. I think we're ready to go. So we're going to take 2d6s, my friends. And we're going to roll the dice and see who's going to go first.
Yes, give me 1 second to grab my dice.
I almost grabbed a plane chase die on accident.
Should have had it.
Oh, if only.
so many dice.
Plus one encounters ready. And again, everyone, or I guess everyone watching, this stream is being partnered with Gatherer's Tavern. They've donated some wonderfully cool and awesome Tarkir themed deck boxes. So whoever here, other than me, of course, whoever kind of just has feels like they have the best Vorthos game, right? Like just the gameplay that they did was exactly everything that their clan is supposed to represent. We'll just decide that at the end, and I'll send them a deck box. But this is certainly an advertisement just in general, but this is these are really cool. They're super neat. Have little dividers. The colors on them are based on the skin of the dragons, the spirit dragons that have kind of brought the clans back to their glory. So that's why they look like this. Okay. Without further ado, who won? I got a 6.
I got a 3.
Okay.
Got a 5.
Okay.
Rolled an 8.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
6 out deck box? Hell yeah. Alrighty. Let's draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yikes. This is a solid mulligan. The biggest, most solid mulligan of all time forever. Okay.
I will keep.
Alright. And the mulligans are pretty straightforward. It's just mulligan until you get a keepable hand. You don't have to go down any cards. We're
I
just
will also keep.
all right. 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna keep.
Okay. That's no land hand, so that's strictly
Jeez.
worse than it was before. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't in good conscience keep a 1 land hand. I'm sorry.
Oof.
I swear I put lands in here. I'm not just mulliganing until the Soul Ring. It's also to be noted, like, just because of the restriction of like kind of being like Tarkir only, there's not a lot of our regular options for artifacts.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
well
is
now
true.
oh my god. Okay, I finally have a hand of 3 lands, but there's also a Soul Ring. So just to hold true to that, I will just shuffle that away. just to save a little bit of face here.
Sounds good.
All right. I will keep after I draw this card.
All right.
Perfect.
I will draw, and I will play a tapped Shattered Sanctum and pass the turn.
Alrighty. I'm going to play a tapped Path of Ancestry and pass.
I will draw for turn. I will play this command tower and pass.
Look at this
I'm
perfectly
gonna play an
normal game of
Opulent
Magic.
Palace tapped.
Hey, there we go! Flavorful!
Flavor text.
Oh, what's the flavor text?
So, their people must know that the former seat of their oppression is cleansed. Throw them Corsi's gates and let them see for themselves. Spoken by Codus the Fanekeeper.
So, are they just
And then
hanging
I'll pass.
Silumgar on the gates, on the parapets?
Just like that one, God, what is it called? It was like an effigy of Moscow not too long ago.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah. Alright, and then I'll pass.
All right.
They should have, you know how, like, Tassiger was, like, Silumgar's gold chain? They should have just done that for Kosos.
I'll play a Swamp and Call to the Lightning and make some Lightning Greaves
Alrighty.
and pass the turn.
I'm gonna play this Verdant Catacombs with the art from Dragonstorm.
Nice.
Yeah, canonically accurate. I will pass the turn after that. I'm just gonna
Alright.
crack this for a basic.
Draw. We'll go ahead and play this island. And then, what's that in the distance? It's a Roiling Dragonstorm. When this enchantment enters, I'm going to draw 2 cards and then discard a card. When a dragon I control enters, I'll return that to my hand. Beware dragon storms that strike from the sea. Their size always disguises their force. Narset.
Well, she
Draw
knows what she's
2.
talking about, so.
She do know what she's talking about.
Mhm.
I am going to draw 2, and then I will discard this Dragon Lord Atarka, because we are better off without them.
So true.
Pass turn.
I remember in like the OG lore when Dragon's Tarkir came out, and the teamer were like describing their lives, and they're like, "Yeah, we love feeding dragons," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, did the good guys lose? Wait, hold on, because their lives went from just like we love the spirits, like we're just in tune with nature, and then just like I had to feed my child to Atarka last week. I love feeding Atarka. I'm like,
we love feeding Atarka so much. It's our favorite.
As good as family.
Exactly.
Alright, I'm playing the DC Regent of the Mire. So the current version of her.
Yes.
I can tap it to sacrifice a creature you control with mana value X other than CDC, to return target creature card with mana value X +1 from your graveyard to the battlefield, activated as a sorcery, and she's a 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
Girl keep, gate boss.
Literally so true. So DC just stays an asshole. Because like even in the lore right now, she's not just like off in the swamp being a jerk.
Yeah, it's like the swamp witch.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Get off my yard, you kids.
Turns them into a zombie. Right.
And then furniture.
All right, who's next?
Me.
There you go.
I will untap. Draw. Oh, this would have been my last turn. I will play a Dragon Skull Summit. Then I will play my commander, Zergo Stormrender.
There he is.
And in contrast to CDC, he is not that much of a asshole anymore. And he is now a leader of men and other things. And he will come in with a lightning fast attack. And he will mobilize his troops. And so he will be attacking, let's say, MTG critical. He will attack you, and then the soldier token will go at leg.egg.
Sounds good.
I'd say Zergo's mellowed out a little bit, right? Just like at least kinda.
How much is it again?
A little bit.
He's 3.
His hand is okay.
So
Take
MTG
3.
critical will be taking 3, and leg.egg will be taking 1.
Oh, I'll block with Sidious, I think she's a 1/3.
Okay, so this will block. Then I will draw a card because it died while it was attacking. And I will pass it. I'm sorry, I didn't read Zergo. So basically, he's mobilized 1. Whenever a creature token I control leaves the battlefield, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, each opponent loses 1 life.
Alrighty, we definitely have to worry about the Mardu hordes.
Yep.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty, tip up, keep draw. Play a forest, and that's pretty good. I'm going to play Krumar Initiate. Krumar Initiate, human cleric, X in black and tap. I can pay X life. This creature endures X. Only as a sorcery. So, yeah, I get to endure, and I lose life. So, I'm sure that'll come into play. That is a human, so I will scry 1. I'll keep that right up top, and I will choose a pass from there.
All right. I do think right now Magic the Gathering is probably the only time you'll ever hear someone happily say they get to endure. Oh boy, I get to endure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not typically a word associated with good things. Alright, we will play this Kishla village.
Hello, Luca.
Silumgar's remnants drown, a new Sultai rises. Sorry, Leg.
Yes.
I'm gonna borrow some of your territory here. Before we can
No,
summon...
just you joining the cause.
Before we can summon the body of the teamer, of course, the Twice Whisperer must go through their routine. So we will cast a Roamer's routine. I'll go find a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then I'm going to pass the turn. Gonna go find a mountain.
Okay.
I usually don't get to play with a lot of Orthoses like this. This is sick. I'm so, like, there's so many references to the lore already. I'm just like, hell yeah, my people.
Yeah, we just keep playing basics and lands and things and going, and also this relates to my character.
Yes.
This is where they visited on holiday 2
yeah.
weeks before the
my
events of
character also
Dragonstorm.
No, yeah.
Here's where Jason Braska had iced coffee.
It's right there.
Iced coffee with Raska sounds like a dream, to be honest with you.
Hey, Jace loved
is.
it. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, until he didn't.
Well, you know. That's technically not
Wait,
Tarkir
I
lore,
thought-
so we don't have to like that part.
Alright, I'm gonna tap 3 to play Corsi Revenant. The power creep vampire. Flying Death Touch lifelink, and it's got renew, so I can spend 2 and a black to exile it from my graveyard to put a flying counter, Death Touch, and lifelink counter onto target creature, activated as a sorcery. I've gotten like every art treatment of this card just through like coincidence, so
It's great.
really like them.
I mean, it's literally Power Creep Vampire Nighthawk, which in fairness took like how many years to happen, so it's not really that fast of a power creep.
Well, until they make the next one.
Well, well, you know.
Yeah. God, I'm a little nervous. I'm like trying to relax a bit. This is like one of my first times streaming ever, so
You're doing
yeah,
great.
you guys are really easy to talk to, and I'm having a good time.
Good. Awesome. And
Alright, I'm gonna pass the turn on that.
and my stream is used to it, but like, because listen, we're all Vorthoses here. Like, unless you're making like this the most important play in the world, like go ahead and keep talking as you're playing, right? Because it's like, you know, we're not really responding to land and everything, and we're kind of just like yapping about the lore. So, you know, if you know your play is just like, I'm just gonna like fetch something, just go ahead and do it while we keep on blah blah blah.
That's good.
I will cast. I feel like playing that right now. I can't play that, so I guess I'll do this. Not my preferred play, but it seems like the optimal play. So I will play Baron Step Siege.
Ooh.
I will choose the Mardu version, obviously. At the beginning of my end step, if a creature died during my turn, each opponent sacrificed a creature of their choice.
That's awful. That's not good.
Not my
They're not gonna have any
favorite.
creatures. They're not gonna have any creatures dying. So I'm sure
Yeah, no, surely that won't happen.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Zergo will again go at MTG Critical, and then the token will again go at leg.egg.
Alright. I will block it again, but this time I guess with my Corsi Revenant, because then I get the lifelink trigger.
That makes sense,
Yeah, because beginning of end step, because they'll both trigger, you choose to have the... Yeah, damn, there's like no way around it.
Yeah.
Oof.
So I will draw a card from it dying, and go to end step, and each player can sacrifice a creature.
This is where I would sacrifice my creature if I had it.
Against any Brian deck? I love it.
Or Seduce Seek Dead again. Naturally.
Naturally,
That is my
right?
turn.
Okay. Oh god, yeah, I have to choose. Ooh, boy. Alright, okay, that's unfortunate. We gotta get rid of that. I'm gonna do a face down card, morphed, and Dragon Sniper. Human archer with vigilance, reach, and death touch. I'm gonna scry. I'll keep that. That is not great. I will put that to the bottom. And I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw, per the rules. I will play this Forest.
And Lees, if to do anything about your light, if you're able to like aim it like at a wall or like upward, so it's like bouncing off, then that'll make a soft light, so it's not glaring on the cards.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think we keep on building a little bit. So we're gonna
There you go.
We're gonna tap for Teamer. We're gonna cast Commander All-Star Teamer Ascendancy.
God, it's
Uh,
there's never been a card as good as Teamer Ascendancy. It made
it's
sense.
so
Like it's
good.
just so good.
So good. Creatures I control have haste. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under my control, I may draw a card. But I'm going to do that now anyway, because in the Endless Song, Teamer Whisperers hear spirits murmur of the past, present, and future. So I'm going to tap this command tower for a blue and cast Unending Whisper to draw a card.
Hey, Boopka, how do you get on this? I actually have an
a lot of the
invite
cards
list
in
that I
this
send
deck
out to people
have
like
Harmonize,
weeks ahead of
so
time.
that we can call upon the
So
spirits
there's not a way to
cast these
play with
again.
me necessarily, but if you do join the Discord
But
and join the
undo card,
community,
I
there
will
are
pass
times
turn.
where I do get community members into games as well.
Right.
We're harmonizing.
Gonna be harmonized.
Mm-hmm.
Until I can cast more than one creature.
Yeah.
I'm
Damn,
just
that,
gonna be stacking it over and over again.
that Barons of Siege is a problem. We gotta get rid of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It is what it
I'm
is.
gonna play DC's Faithful, and I'm not gonna exploit it.
Interesting.
If I did exploit it, I could bounce a creature back to hand. I think I need sacrifice fodder for when that token dies.
Can you not
Fair
play
enough.
I'll
Sidisi
have
herself?
to then, but I'm gonna wait a turn.
Oh.
Arcane Signet. I can use that to tap a mana of any color in my commander's identity, and then
Nice.
it's actually got Jeskai flavor text, which is really nice. I think this set did a good job with creating mana rocks aligned to each of the different clans.
Mm.
And I feel like I didn't really notice that until I started putting together this deck. Because, like, I mean, Opulent Palance being coded towards Sultai versus Jeskai for the Signet.
Oh, really?
Well,
Huh.
I mean, I have to assume same goes for, like, the other basics.
Yeah, totally. Frontier
Yeah.
Blue,
Essentials.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I like when they do that for like Ravnica too, right? Where they're just like, oh, we're like reintroducing the gates. I think they need more flavor text. And I'm just like, you know what? We didn't need more flavor text, but I will eat this flavor text up. Thank you.
We always need more flavor text.
True.
Fair enough.
It's
Until
like
we get
when,
novels again, I want all of the flavor text.
True. Hey, Pat Smith,
yeah.
how you doing?
I mean, the
And
last,
Adam Frost, thank you
slice
very much
that
for the
we had,
roses.
like, this
Appreciate
Big
that.
Capenna,
Thank you
and,
so
like,
much.
even then I was still, like, longing for more.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
And I'm just gonna pass on that now.
Sounds good. I will untap. Then upkeep. Draw.
How do we feel about the Dragonstorm as a whole, and on a Vorthosian level? How are we feeling about the like what we saw like story wise? We'll start with you, Critical.
Oh, I'm in love. I've gone on record in a few interviews and videos and stuff talking about how I think that from about 2019 through probably 2003, early 2004, I was really struggling to stay interested in the storyline.
I feel that.
Felt like a lot of stuff was going in directions that I didn't necessarily feel like they should go. And obviously I'm just one person, so my opinion matters very little. But I will say that over this past year with Duskmourn, which I think was heavily slept on lore wise, I think even Ether Drift, I think we're really kind of cresting back up that hill as far as like good storytelling is concerned. I think Dragonstorm did an incredible job of going back to an established place, to an established plane with established characters, but still giving us like new things to grab onto, which I'm loving.
Absolutely, I see that Impact Tremors. That came out during Dragons. Just remember that, chat. That's crazy. That's awesome.
But they still have their little cavalry, like the Mongol horseback. So gotta have that. So gonna play the Impact Trimmers.
Yeah.
And does anyone have any untapped mana?
I do.
Yeah.
Got two.
I have one untapped green source.
And what mana do you
Two
have
of any
untapped?
color.
Oh, two.
Blue, black, and green.
Could be anything. Could be a Silumgar Scorn.
Could even be a boat.
True.
I spelled blood with my hands.
I will play Dolkoven Pack Beasts. And its flavor text: a burden shared is a burden lightened.
So true.
Mardu Froberb. So my load is getting a little lighter along with your health totals. So you'll each take one. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, and I will attach the lightning greaves to the pack beasts.
That's horrifying.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Oh no. Hey Sparks, what's happening? We're playing a Vorthos battle, and then we're getting wrecked.
So I will continue with
yesterday we're
commander damage beat down on MTG Critical since he doesn't have blockers.
Yeah.
And then I will send the pack beast also at him, but then the tokens that are made, I will send let's send 3 of them. Yeah, we'll send all. Because you have 2 blockers, right, Leg?
I do, and I get lifelink off of one of them.
Yeah. So we're going to send all 4 of them at Kuro.
Oh no. Yeah, I will. So yeah, there's 4 guys, right?
Yep, 4 little 1/1s.
I will take.
You each take another additional 4 points of
Right.
damage from the impact trainers.
Yeah,
Yikes!
I will take 4 because I don't want you to draw cards.
That's
Things
fair.
are getting dire, chat.
Yeah, the Mardu's doing what Mardu do. Like that's Mardu right there.
And then after combat, I will re-equip my commander with the lightning greaves. Then I will go to my end step, but sacrifice the tokens. I will each lose an additional 1 per token. And then
Hey, Sparks Elemental, thank you very much for the resub. Appreciate you, friend.
Actually, no, I don't get
Oh,
that
you want to
trigger 'cause
you want
nothing
to? Oh,
died
10 months, hell
pre-combat.
yeah. You want to
Pre-end step, rather.
think about building Niv Reborn Vorthos deck? Oh, entirely possible. Niv Misery Reborn entirely
And that is my
possible
turn.
Vorthos deck for sure. So far, Zergo doing the most Zergo things, but Sidisi died, so that's also flavorful. All true. See, these are all true statements.
Exactly.
And now we have to discard a card. How big is Zergo?
He's a 3/3.
3/3. Okay. All right. And then we took 4 more damage, right?
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Leave it to the Mardu. Alrighty. Okay, we're not getting anywhere very fast right now. So I think
A little unrelated, but how do we feel about the Bolas reveal? Like, I was so excited. I really loved it, like the writing and like the remembering but not.
yeah, I like how Wizards does villains. Like when they give villains the chance to just just talk. Not like when their plan's about to unfurl, but just like when things are just going fine. I think they write like amazing villains. Like the Obnixilis fight in Battle for Zendikar was like peak like magic villain writing. And this is the same way with Bolas, where it's just like Bolas, he's just kind of chilling. Like he doesn't really like he's happy that Ugin's having a bad time, like no matter what. So he's just like, ooh, brother, you didn't tell me I was an asshole. Ooh, I can't wait to be that again. So yeah, I loved it.
So well.
Yes. Oh, he's ate it up.
Yeah, I absolutely. Throughout a lot of storytelling, there's a common theme of like names hold power. I think that's incredibly common and a well-known trope. But it reminded me a lot of Doctor Who, of all things.
Ooh,
There's
yeah.
a very famous episode in David Tennant's run where the Master is actually in the body of this old man who's essentially trapped on a planet just building random gadgets. But upon learning that he's the Master and opening this fob watch, he kind of like regains all of his power and goes on this maniacal evil tirade, which I maintain I think Bolas should absolutely do. But I really really loved that element of almost as if part of the way Ugin is able to keep Bolas's power at bay is by forcing him to forget that he had that power to begin with. And so the simplicity of just hearing his name for the first time and all of that power and memory starting to return to him, I thought was incredibly well written.
Yeah, the idea that names don't really matter because there's no one else in the meditation plane is so interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really need to identify him as anything other than you're my brother.
Right.
He just doesn't have both like the heart or the power to kill him, and it's so compelling.
Absolutely.
Like it's one of those things where we always knew he was going to be like he was going to come back eventually when they didn't kill him on Ravnica when they had the chance.
Right.
So it's just glorious.
And this is a cool return. Like I'm happy that like it wasn't just like, oh, the Eldrazi are here and it's like, you must be truly desperate to come to me sort of thing. Like I'm glad it's just like pseudo natural, just like Jace is trying to do something completely unreal. Jace didn't turn evil and say, I think Bolas was right, or just like, you know, I'll release him to distract people. Like, I'm glad it was like an accidental side like thing that happened and not the goal, because that would have been kind of annoying if it was just like, damn it, Jace, like, no matter what you want to do, thinking that releasing Bolas is a good thing is like super dumb. I'm glad it was more just like if that happens, it's okay, because I'll be like God tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing
Won't
this.
matter when I'm got.
I'm gonna swing this 2/2 over at Katie.
Alright, I'll block it with my Revenant and gain the 3 off that. It has Death Touch?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
I will. It will die. I will not Megamorph this Hidden Dragon Slayer, for there are no dragon systems.